On today's IRS tax refund update, we will take a look at the latest developments, including those ongoing tax refund delays, even as it has been over a week since the tax filing deadline has officially passed. Meanwhile, more tax filers encountering delays are reporting an increase in notices they are receiving, so we will recap the top letters being sent out by the IRS, as well as those still impacted by the 570 and 971 tax transcript codes. Starting off with the latest, as the IRS has set the release dates for the next two batches of direct deposit refunds set for April 29th and April 30th, as confirmed by the viewer-submitted transcripts seen here. Now, in the cases of both of these viewers who filed in early February, they both were impacted by delays, which was indicated by the 570 tax transcript codes, and were both offset by the 571 codes seen on the transcripts. And it also should be noted that even though both showed the 971 code on their transcripts, that only one of those actually received a letter, which was the CP05 notice, and the other viewer never received anything, which is being commonly reported by many of our viewers. Now, although the IRS never did confirm the exact cause of the delays, we do believe it was as a result of random review of income and tax withholdings, which many are continuing to experience. Also, as a reminder that the refund status results on the IRS website will not always update even after a refund has been released by the IRS. So do make sure to check your tax transcripts for any updates, and for those viewers continuing to ask about how to access your transcripts, we provided step-by-step instructions in previous videos. Moving on to the top notices being received by our viewers, starting out with a letter in the CP05 series. Now, if you are impacted by delays due to wage and income verification, this is the letter you are likely to receive, indicating the IRS needs 60 additional days as it reviews one or more items reported on your tax return, among which include wages, tax withholdings, and credits being claimed. The second letter being received by viewers and actually down significantly due to last year is the CP75 notice, which is documentation being requested for a tax filer who is claiming one of several credits, in particular, the Earned Income Tax Credit. And as we reported last year, due to the amount of fraudulent claims for this credit, the IRS has increased enforcement and ultimately reviews and audits for those claims. The third notice being received by our viewers is Letter 2644C, which informs the tax filer that the IRS is waiting for their tax information to be available on their computer system and based on previous years. This is a matter of the IRS still needing to process your wage information so they can match what you reported for wages and compare it to what your employer has reported for accuracy. Now it is possible, as we saw last year, that someone may receive multiple copies of this letter as they continue to wait for their refund. And a number of our viewers experiencing the 570 code have been reporting receiving this notice from the IRS, which is the 12C letter like seen here, requesting the tax filer to submit documentation to confirm the wage or withholding amount they entered on their tax return when filing, including any W-2 and 1099 forms you are reporting. Even though the issuer of these forms, mainly employers, also send a copy to the IRS, there could be two particular reasons why the IRS is asking for a copy from yours. The first one being the information you entered on your tax return does not match what your employer has reported for wages and or withholdings, or the second reason is that the IRS has still not processed your employer's wage information, and they need documentation so that they can proceed with processing of the tax return. If you receive this letter, please respond within 20 days of receiving it, and barring any additional issues, the IRS will issue you that refund within 6 to 8 weeks after receiving the requested documentation. The second top issue causing refund delays continues to be the need for ID verification so that processing can continue on your tax return. Oftentimes, this is completely random, and regardless of whether or not you have had any previous tax issues or other changes with your tax situation. Due to the increase of fraudulent tax returns being filed in recent years, the IRS computer system is taking additional steps to prevent improper tax refunds from being released, which has resulted in the increased amount of ID verification requests. For those impacted by ID verification, expect to receive one of several notices from the IRS, usually the 5071C as seen here. Now, the version of this notice on the left is the older version, and the one on the right is the newer version that was released starting last year, so you may receive either one of these in the mail as a result. However, just like last year, many who were supposed to receive this notice never did, and as a result, were not even aware ID verification was the cause of their delay until contacting the IRS. Meanwhile, we continue to have many viewers deciding not to wait for the notice to arrive in the mail, and instead scheduling an in-person appointment at a local IRS office, which can help reduce the wait of that tax refund by possibly several weeks. Let us know in the comments section below about your ongoing tax issue. In the meantime, we will keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.